and welcome back to Spaceplex Game Room. I'm your host, Juan Cena, and with me, as always, is Luke Martin. How are you tonight, Luke?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm hot and sticky and sweaty, and we're in the middle of the heat wave, and the internet sucks, and I lose power all the time, and it sucks.
It sucks. I'm playing fetch with my cat.
Fetch with the cat, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it like has a ball, and so it wants me to throw it. So I'll throw it, it'll catch it, and then it'll bring it back to me and set it by me and stare at me until I throw it again.
That's awesome. I love it. On this episode, we're going to take a look at Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. Now, Bad Dudes was released in 1988, published by Data East, and it was for the arcade. Now, this game has been, basically the storyline is like this. The President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, or Ronnie, as they call him, has been kidnapped by Dragon Ninja, a ninja clan terrorist organization. So the Secret Service, in all its wisdom, instead of going to the CIA or Delta Force or some sort of Navy SEALs team, it recruits two of the baddest dudes from the streets. Their names are Blade and Striker. And essentially what you do here is you go through and just beat up ninjas. A whole lot of ninjas. Ninjas of different colors. Ninjas with different weapons. Female ninjas who are dressed like aerobic instructors and attack dogs. There are several power-ups, but they're in the form of Coke cans. I don't know how they got that copyright in there, because it's Japan, and you know, Japan, fuck your copyright, right? I'll put that on a t-shirt that says fuck your copyright in Japanese writing on it. I don't give a shit. You have some weapons, you have knives, and you have nunchucks. You have special moves if you hold down the punch button long enough. You have a spinning kick, or you can charge them up with inner energy, so you have a powerful long-range attack. Overall, the game is fun. Again, it's an arcade beat-em up. I mean, some of these are ridiculously hard. The intention here is for you to spend as many quarters as humanly possible to get through the game. At the end of each level, there's super warriors, as they're called, their bosses. One of them being Karnov, who's from another Data East game, which is weird to see him there, because I believe he was the hero of the last game, and now he
got a new job.
He's a baddie, so... when you beat each level, you make a pose and you proclaim that I'm bad.
Who's bad? 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 Who's bad?
I'm bad! Which kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson's Bad, which is interesting.
I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, not at all. So you start off in Washington, D.C., where President Ronnie has been abducted by the evil Dragon Ninja. This game does some pretty cool stuff with horizontal scrolling. So there's one stage where you're on top of a tractor trailer and you're fighting off ninjas. There's another stage where you're on top of a train, you're fighting ninjas. And there's some, minor vertical scrolling as well through some of the levels. Basically, each level is kind of like, it's kind of split. So you could either be on the street level, or a secondary level would be like on top of a fence or top of a cliff of some sort, which is really interesting, and it makes kind of unique gameplay. Kind of like Shinobi. It reminds me of a lot of Shinobi. And you can say it's like Kung Fu Master, and your typical, this generation's beat 'em up. It's probably the last of this generation to beat 'em up. Before they go to more of the like Ninja Turtles Final Fight kind of style. But overall, the concept of the Secret Service going to just two random dudes off the street to rescue the president is a pretty ridiculous concept, but it is 1988, and it's something that you would see in some sort of action movie, so no surprise there. And then when you get through all the levels and you finally beat the final boss, who you fight on a helicopter, and you're on the skids on the railing, and you fight. If you fall down, you get attacked by attack dogs. But I don't like punching dogs in the face, so I jump back up and then beat the final boss. But after that, you get your reward. And the President of the United States takes you out for a hamburger. Yum, yum. Yeah, no parade, no award ceremony, just hamburgers.
Well, I mean, you are the baddest dude, because it's not random, let's be real. They knew that these guys were bad, because his name is Blade. His name is Blade. Nobody just lives life like, hey, what's your name? My name is Blade. They'd be like, I'm Blade, the baddest dude. So they knew They don't need a celebration. They already know they're bad.
Yeah.
That's why they got called on this mission. What it's all about.
Yeah, man. This game actually makes an appearance in the 1989 film Parenthood with Steve Martin. And Steve Martin asks, why is this game so difficult? And the kid says, because they're bad dudes. Which is hilarious.
It's a completely logical explanation.
Well, what are you gonna do? Again, it's another game that's very similar that was released by Data Use was RoboCop. It reminds me a lot of Bad Dudes, just without the how bad. This game had ported to various home consoles, Apple II, Atari ST, which I don't know anyone who had an Atari ST, Amiga, Amstrad, Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum, MSX, DOS. And then it came out on Nintendo, which I believe they had to change the fact that it was Ronald Reagan to George Bush.
Maybe President Georgie, because that just sounds weird.
I don't remember. I don't think I really played the 8-bit version all that much. I don't know if maybe they just called him the president. It's one of the classic arcade games of this generation. It's fun. I mean, the levels are nicely detailed. The sprites are fairly big and detailed. The difficulty probably where it should be for an arcade game. There's some cheap deaths in there as well. Like there's one part where you're in a cave and it had like the fallen stalagmites or whatever that fall on your head. And if you fall off the train or you fall off the tractor trailer, you can jump back up, but you can't take too many hits or you're gonna die. The nunchucks is probably the best weapon in the game they have. I don't think the knife does all that much. It just doesn't feel good when you use it. It's kind of short. The nunchucks give you a little bit more range of attack there, so I prefer the nunchucks. So in terms of this game, I think when it was released, it was highly touted. It got some pretty good scores. A Sinclair user gave it a 9 out of 10. Game Machines gave it like a 63%. What's this? Computer and Video Games gave it a 69%. So I think overall this is a pretty lauded game when it came out. I remember playing it in the arcades when I was a kid. Never got past the second level anyway, so I pretty much always died in the sewer. But when you're playing these games now and you have unlimited quarters, essentially go through the entire game, but worrying about dying all that much, you get to see all the levels at the very least. Although I do try not to die. I know a lot of people play through these games and they don't give a shit to die. I try not to die, but it is very difficult because it's an arcade game and they want your quarters.
Exactly.
So since the name of this game is Bad Dudes and it was released in the 80s, 1988 to be exact, I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about some of the baddest dudes in the 80s. And I think if you're going to start talking about bad dudes, you got to start with Chuck Norris.
That's true. Well, he's still bad. Like, I think he is just the baddest.
You think he's the baddest dude? Although some people will say that kids of that era weren't talking about Chuck Norris all that much. He did have a cartoon at the time. I believe I had those action figures. I think his popularity skyrocketed like in the early 2000s with all like the Chuck Norris facts and stuff like that. But I think people enjoyed his movies. Delta Force, obviously, is probably... I would say Delta Force is the best one out of them all. Do you know why he's the best one out of them all? Because he had a motorcycle that had fucking rockets on it. And he blew shit up.
That's based off a true story.
Yes. I mean, Missing in Action, the first one was good. I like the second one, too. Invasion USA and Octagon. He had some good movies. But I don't think he was a top kind of... He's probably in the top 5 of action stars, I guess, for that genre of movie. 1A would probably either go to like Stallone or Schwarzenegger. Although both those guys didn't start out doing action films first. Well, the genre of the action film probably came out of the 80s because Rocky came out in 76, and that's not necessarily an action film. And if you want to say that Schwarzenegger got his big break, Terminator. That's more of a science fiction movie than an action film. As we go through the 80s, we see more like Commando, which is fantastic. It's ridiculous, but it's fantastic. Commando with Alyssa Milano, a young Alyssa Milano, who had a giant crush on. I think every kid of my age range had a crush on Alyssa Milano at the time. Red Heat's another good Schwarzenegger film that came out that, again, it's completely ridiculous. It's just body counts are fucking super high in those movies. Obviously, The Predator. Like, that crosses the barrier between science fiction because they are fighting an alien. But I think that's that action film because it has Carl Weathers and Jesse Ventura in it. So Stallone had his, Rambo 1, I don't consider an action film. I think that's more of a thriller. The body count is kind of light in that movie for an action film, and it has a much deeper story, and it talks about the struggles of Vietnam vets coming back to the States. But definitely Rambo 2 and 3 are definitely action films because those are completely insane. You have Rambo going back to save the POWs in Vietnam. The third one, he's essentially fighting the Russians with the Taliban, which is weird now. So
awkward.
So it's like, ew. Body counts were super high. I think he also had Cobra. Cobra came out in the 80s. I would consider that one an action movie because, again, the high body count. I think Stallone's decline happened quicker than Schwarzenegger's. So I want to say Stallone's decline started with either Oscar, which is a terrible movie, or Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, where like Terminator 2 came out in 92 and that's past that. But I don't think Schwarzenegger's career started declining until he started doing Jingle All the Way with Sinbad. That was a terrible flick. Because he was still doing in 1990, Schwarzenegger had like Total Recall.
Yeah.
And he had
what was Running Man?
Running Man was like in 88.
That was a great movie.
That was a great movie too. Fucking fantastic. But Stallone, like, that's when he started doing like Demolition Man. He did like Cliffhanger. That was fucking
Judge
terrible.
Dredd.
Judge Dredd, which was terrible. Some people like that movie. I do not. Rob Schneider is why the fuck are you in that movie? But other action stars of the 80s, we had Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme's emergence with one of my favorite movies of all time, Bloodsport. That's based on a true story, kinda.
Well, I mean, someone told a story.
Well, that movie, like, they tried to portray Van Damme like as an American, but he's clearly not American.
It explains it though. He says that he grew up in Europe, in Belgium, and he moved to it. At least they go out of their way to explain that.
But was Frank Dukes the character who's portraying? He wasn't like European.
Frank Dukes is also, well, there's lots of things.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have the most impeccable reputation when it comes to telling the truth. We all know that. But that movie is dope as hell. I don't understand how he wasn't in jail for longer because he totally went AWOL.
I don't know.
Like, he competes in the Kumite, right?
Yeah.
And they bring him back, and he has to, like, what's the sentence for going AWOL? Isn't that dishonorable discharge at the very least?
I mean, it would be an other than honorable discharge, most likely, but yes. And they wouldn't let you go back and fight in the Kumite. And you would get, like, probably, I mean, it depends, but it'd probably be, like, an other than honorable. It wouldn't be good, let's just put it that way.
No.
And if you're fighting in an illegal fighting tournament, that's an additional charge that they would charge you with.
Is there a Kumite law on the books for illegal street fighting?
There's something called a general article, because he would get charged under the Uniform Code of Military Justice if he's actively in the military. So he would get charged with. There's a general article that falls under basically just like a catch-all. Yeah. He would get charged with whatever, like unauthorized absence, and then he would get charged with Article 32, which is the general article or whatever. So yeah, he'd be screwed. He'd be in a lot of trouble. Let's just put it that way.
But and it probably has international complications as well, especially if he's going to Hong Kong. Yeah,
well, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of issues. Like he's in deep shit. Like, he should probably just stay in China. Like, I don't know how we would have discovered him in Hong Kong. I guess Hong Kong was still owned by the British this time.
Yeah, this is before they gave it back.
But you'd think that the Kumite would be like.
But the Kumite itself was in mainland China, because they had to go through tunnels, like they were right on the border. And you have to cross into mainland China to fight in the Kumite.
I don't know.
It's weird. I still think it's a true story, though.
I mean, there is actually a Kumite, but it's not like, I don't know. I have no idea. And I just like to think that it's real. So it's real. It really happened.
Yeah, I agree. Then we had the emergence of Steven Seagal, who is a terrible actor. But he has like this weird charisma thing going for him. Because in reality, he only had like 3 good movies.
Yeah, I never really got the whole Steven Seagal thing.
I like the Marked for Death, where he like was good. Hard to Kill was good, and like he did one with who was in it? Did he do a movie with 50 Cent? I feel like he did a movie with 50 Cent that I liked.
I don't know. I just don't understand Steven Seagal
Yeah,
or his allure.
I don't know. It was weird, but yeah, I like Hard to Kill. I thought that was a good movie. That's the one where they kill him and he's in a coma, and he comes back for revenge. That was a dope movie. And then we had a couple action stars who didn't kind of really make it, like Michael Dudikoff.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. Like he was supposed to be like the next big thing, and he wasn't. Brian Bosworth was another one that was supposed to be like the next big thing,
But he's
and
the
he
boss.
wasn't.
He got run over by Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Getting steamrolled by
Well,
Bo Jackson.
I think anyone in that position will get, run over by Bo Jackson. Fucking Bo Jackson.
He got like posterized by Bo Jackson.
That was bad. Career killer right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. But you had other action stars like now you got a guy like Kurt Russell. Now, would you consider Kurt Russell as a bad dude? Like, where's he fallen? Because he did comedy too. Because he had Escape from New York.
Pretty bad. He was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, I like Kurt
He had
Russell.
Escape from New York. He was in Big Trouble in Little China, which is fantastic. And he was in an underrated movie called Tango and Cash with Stallone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a bad dude. And he's actually a planet, so.
Kurt Russell's a planet?
Yeah, you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Nice. Yeah, throw in a Guardians reference in there. God bless
There's not a coincidence that he was born in the 80s. I'm just saying. Oh, Kurt Russell. But yeah, no.
Still married to Goldie Hawn, huh?
I don't think they're married. I think they're just together. I don't think they've ever.
Forever since Overboard.
Yeah, well, he's been.
That's the first time I ever saw a thong, by the way. It was in the movie Overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Kurt Russell. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's bad, dude. Are we going to talk about Mr. T though?
Well, we have to. I think we'd do a whole bit on Mr. T.
Yeah. Well, the A-Team. I remember watching the A-Team. Like dun 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun dun dun. That was the shit.
They didn't
Like,
kill nobody though.
They didn't, but it was such a good show. Like, even as a small child, I remember watching it.
It
with
still
my dad.
holds up too, by
Like,
the
it's
way.
great. It's great.
So how ridiculous is the concept of a I guess they're a unit, right?
Yeah.
Ex-military on the run from the government because they escaped from military prison for a crime they didn't commit. But instead of like separating and maybe leaving the country, going to Mexico, like nope, we're going to become a vigilante group and operate out of a van in LA.
That doesn't sound like a good premise,
It
but
works
it works.
I mean, in 1982 that could have worked. Like I don't know if you could do that today, but in 82 that could work.
Yeah.
Mr. T, he doesn't play any parts. He just plays Mr. T in all of his movies.
I don't even think. I thought he was Mr. T. Like, I thought there is no difference.
Like, there's no difference between Beer Baracus and Clubber Lang and Mr. T.
Get out while you can. Don't get a sucker no statue. Give him guts. I told you I wasn't going away. You got your shot. Now give me mine.
Why don't you get the hell out of there?
Shut up, old man. I ain't going nowhere. And why don't you tell all these nice folks why you've been ducking me? Politics, man. This country wants to keep me down. Keep everybody weak. They don't want a man like me to have the title because I'm not a puppet like that fool up there.
You know, you got a big mouth, you know?
Why don't you come out and close your mouth, boy? Come on. Come on.
It's time. Oh, the guy's crazy. Don't listen to him.
The little man don't want to come to me. Then I'll come to you people and lay out the truth. I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best. But this bum been taking the easy matches, fighting other bums. I'm telling you and everybody here, I'll fight him anywhere, anytime, for nothing. But you people ain't never gonna see that happen because he's gonna retire. You see, he don't fight no real man. He fight them setups.
What? You're a disgrace to this sport.
Shut up, old man. You that chump don't know where to come from. Bad boy, your family doing real nice, ain't it? You call yourself a fighter? Prove it now. Give me that same chance. The way he been ducking this disgrace. If he ain't no coward, why don't he fight me then?
I can't listen any more of this. Hey, anytime.
I don't care what you rank.
You don't get no shot, and I mean that.
I'm glad you people are seeing this here.
What are you doing? I want to fight this guy. Well, you got him.
I worked hard.
You fight him without me.
Please don't feel.
What are you saying? It's finished. Yes, I'm finished. I don't want no more. I don't want no more. You understand?
Judging by
None
my
of
pride, my determination.
It's over with.
I'm judging by my fighting record. Hey, woman. Hey, woman. Listen here. Since your old man ain't got no heart, maybe you'd like to see a real man. I bet you stay up late every night dreaming you had a real man, don't you? I'll tell you what. Bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real man. You want it? You got it! You
He's a bad dude because he won some sort of contest, like America's Toughest Bouncers, when they did shows like that back in the day too. So, you know, legitimate badass. Although Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 2, would have whooped his ass.
Roddy Piper was pretty big in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, physically big.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
He's a bad dude. He counts. He had How Comes to Frogtown, They Live.
Yeah, They Live. They Live is a really good movie.
That is a really good movie. Like, it's fucked up, though. That's like watching Rick and Morty at 2 o'clock in the morning type shit. Like, where you just question everything about life.
Yeah, it's a good movie, though.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic. Do you know he was in fucking the Highlander TV show? Which makes perfect sense to me.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that show was pretty good. I don't know about that second Highlander movie where they did all the fucking shit with like the aliens and stuff, but the first one was dope as hell.
I think it was Highlander 3.
Was it Highlander with the aliens?
Yeah. I can't watch Highlander because it's like not in any way historically accurate. It drives me nuts.
Are you complaining that Sean Connery is supposed to play a Spaniard and he's clearly British?
I'm okay with that. He's more Scottish than a Scottish guy.
Right.
I have no problem with that. It's just the fact that they're like, oh, this is like 1520. And there's like Highlanders fighting with swords. Like they had guns at this point. Like this doesn't make any sense. It was upsetting. And it bothered me and I couldn't deal with it.
Was Highlander based on like on a book or something?
I don't know.
It feels kind of high concept for like an 80s movie, you know what I mean?
I think Queen wrote a really cool soundtrack, and then they just made a movie based off.
I heard they wrote that song like in like a day and a half.
Well, it is Freddie Mercury, so I can believe that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I tried to watch it. It doesn't age well. Let's just put it that way.
No.
And the guy they got to play in it is like the worst actor in the world ever. Like not Sean Connery, but the actual.
Oh, Chris Lambert.
Yeah. It's like watching Wood.
It wasn't a Hollywood production. It was it was British. Who released this? EMI Films in the UK. Oh, well, Cannon was involved. Of course, fucking Cannon was involved. Cannon did and he had a bad movie in the 80s, or even a ridiculous movie in the 80s. It was made by Cannon.
Right, very well.
So you had your Delta Force, you had your Invasion USA, Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, The Ninja 3, The Domination, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, Mission in Action. They did all those fucking films.
What I want to know is like,
it is Superman 4.
What was the deal with ninjas in the 80s? Like,
ninjas were dope. This is my theory on ninjas. Right? Don't forget that in the 70s, Kung Fu was big. Like we're coming off Bruce Lee, and now they're importing all these like martial arts flicks from China, right? So we're getting like your Wu-Tang, you're getting all this Shaolin monks shit, right? Mm-hmm. So as that's starting to wane, Sho Kosugi, and he did a movie with Chuck Norris called Octagon. And the ninjas were always the villain, but then Sho Kosugi does a movie by himself called Enter the Ninja, and when that movie came out, it was a hit, and then that's when the ninja craze kind of started in America. Because ninjas historically have been villains, because they're like assassins, right?
Right.
They would go off and try to murder shoguns and samurais and all types of shit. But I don't think it was until G.I. Joe with Snake Eyes, when they made Snake Eyes a ninja, is that we have our baby-face ninjas. Then we had good guy ninjas, which makes no sense. because ninjas are not good people. It's like having good terrorists.
I don't think we're gonna. I have no personal problem with ninjas. If you have personal problems with ninjas,
They murder people. Like, they're literally contract killers. They're assassins.
I'm not talking bad about ninjas. I just want to make a point of that. I have no issues with ninjas whatsoever. Sometimes people just need to go away.
So, by 87, I think it peaks at Ninja Turtles. I think that's where it peaks. With the ninjas. Because they made there was lots of ninjas in Daredevil, in that comic book. They did a whole ninja thing in the comics, and they did a whole ninja stuff with like Wolverine in the comics too. So it was a big fucking deal in the 80s. Like fucking ninjas all.
That's like when karate and taekwondo started to proliferate, and then you had all these people like, I'm a black belt. You're 12, bro.
Yeah.
You can break boards.
But you notice something. Never, ever, any ninja schools.
Well, I think ninjutsu is illegal.
Because they murder people.
Well, I mean,
you can't buy nunchucks in New York State. I tried. They're illegal.
That's not a real weapon, right?
A nunchuck?
It's a training weapon. It doesn't have like a real.
Bruce Lee used nunchucks
in a movie. And for training, because
he busts some people's ass with a nunchuck. How are you supposed to train with what's the purpose of a like you're supposed to block it?
I think it's like hand-eye coordination or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because apparently in the early '80s, roving gangs of youth would use nunchucks to like terrorize old people, so they made them illegal.
The 80s was just a different. I mean, you lived in New York. You should know.
I did. It's exactly how it is in the movies.
It's disappointing.
It's exactly like the Warriors. That's a movie that begged for a sequel that was never made.
Or like a prequel, yeah, something.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't make one now, but like in '85, they should have made one at the very least. It probably wouldn't have been sucky though. They made that video game.
Yeah, that was a good game though.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all.
I liked it a lot because you could hit people with beer bottles. It's pretty awesome.
I guess on our Mount Rushmore of bad dudes of the '80s, we have Stallone, Schwarzenegger. Let's throw in Van Damme in there. He was supposed to be the Predator in Predator, but he couldn't wear the suit. But he was cast in Predator.
Mr. T.
Mr. T. You want to go Kurt Russell? You want to go Kurt Russell, or you want to go fucking Knight Rider?
I say honorable mention for Kurt Russell.
Okay, honorable mention Kurt Russell. What about Michael Knight from Knight Rider? Was he a bad dude?
David Hasselhoff?
He's the Hoff.
No, he's not a bad dude.
Not a bad dude.
No,
I don't know about that. He beats up a ninja in one of the episodes. I remember that. How about MacGyver? Is MacGyver a bad dude?
No, he's not a bad dude. Oh, okay. Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is a bad dude in the 80s.
So you want to go Harrison Ford out of Indiana Jones and Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Jones itself.
Okay.
And he was in a bunch of other. He was Blade Runner in the 80s.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
Harrison Ford was a bad dude. Okay. You know that he lives in like a really small town, and he like legitimately, or he used to legitimately like rescue people with his helicopter.
He just hangs around in a small town with his helicopter.
Well, no, he lives there. He has like a ranch.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a pilot, and he's the only. I guess they don't have like a helicopter hanging around.
Right.
If people get stuck hiking, he would fly and then like help them get off the mountain. So can you imagine like
Han
you
Solo,
are
yeah.
scared and wet and tired, and like you walk in there, it's Harrison Ford flying like the air. That's worth it to get lost in the wilderness.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so that'd be your Mount Rushmore of action heroes, bad dudes per se, in the '80s. We didn't have a whole lot of bad dudes in the '90s though, so I feel like that genre kind of took a hit. Because when you have like your action heroes being like Tom Cruise, like Mission Impossible, you're kind of like,
I like Tom Cruise.
is he a bad dude?
Yeah.
No, he's too small to be a bad dude.
It doesn't matter how big you are. Look
Like-
at Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee wasn't tall.
I understand that, but there's a big difference between Tom Cruise and Bruce Lee. Like he had Top Gun, and that was it in the '80s in terms of action movies. If you want to count Days of Thunder, I think that came out in 1990.
Yeah, that's true.
He
He was in
wasn't-
the
he
outside.
He wasn't the
Yeah.
Outsiders, but I'm pretty sure he
What
got
about-
beaten up. What about
we
Patrick
forgot-
Swayze? Patrick Swayze,
I
bad
didn't
dude.
say. No, because he was in Dirty Dancing.
So you
Bad.
you won't tell me that Dirty Dancing negates fucking Roadhouse?
Yes.
No,
Yes, it
stop it.
Yes, it does.
He had a
it does.
song. It was pretty good. I like his song.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with dancing. I'm just saying that movie itself, too much.
They do a lot of movies. I feel like you only think of three, four. You got
Ghost.
Outsiders, Ghost, Dirty Dancing, and Roadhouse. I feel like that's the only movies he did in the '80s.
I don't know, but it's not. This Sways is not.
Patrick Swayze is not a bad dude.
Like if your mom was like, "Who's the baddest dude?" She'd be like, "Patrick Swayze."
Just on that alone, that has to negate Tom Cruise automatically.
Why? What did Tom Cruise do? That was like
In the '80s, All the Right Moves.
he had that hooker movie, Risky Business.
That was a dope movie, but he wasn't a bad dude in that movie either. He was a pimp, but he wasn't a bad dude. If you want to do pimps of the '80s, then Tom Cruise is on the list.
Have you seen Completely Different? Have you seen the Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman movie that they did with Stanley Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut?
Yes, I have.
That movie is crazy.
Yeah,
I've never seen it before. It's mind-blowing.
It's titties all over the place.
Yeah, it's just a weird movie.
It is a weird movie. Like that's
It's
a movie
based
that
on-
you watch once, and like, okay, I watched it. Kind of like Clockwork Orange. Like you only watch that movie once.
Yeah,
Like that's not for multiple viewings. To be completely honest.
that's true.
Yeah, but like, how was Tom Cruise like a badass in Mission Impossible?
I don't know. He did badass things.
Him and Matt Damon. That's the decline of the bad dudes. Mel Gibson, bad dude.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So you got what? We got Lethal Weapon, right? You got
Yeah.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a
crazy.
bad
He's,
dude.
he's legit crazy. I mean, we had older bad dudes. If you want to go in the '70s, you got like Clint Eastwood and Charles Bronson.
Yeah. But I
Death
think-
Wish 3 is insane, by the way. Watch that movie again. It's fucking nuts.
What movie?
Death Wish 3.
With Charles Bronson?
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Like I think it's like the Rocky 4 of the Death Wish movies.
I think, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the 80s, yeah, you have to throw in Mel Gibson in that one. Because he
Yeah.
was bad dude.
Like he was so fucking crazy in the first Lethal Weapon. I mean, yeah, they toned him down a bit in the other ones, but in that first one, he's fucking pretty badass.
And he
then,
has
of course, yeah, and he's in fucking Mad Max, Thunderdome, and shit. So yeah, definitely a bad dude. All right, guys. So we are officially out of time. So for Luke Martin, I'm Juan Cena.